You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Exploring the multiverse of pop culture.
This is Podcasserole.
An Adam and JP show.
Well, hey, welcome to It's Not Quite As Hot As It Was Last Week, but we still have the garage door open.
I have no sweat yet.
Podcasserole.
I have no sweat yet. You can hear the crickets in the background. That makes it official.
Yeah, it's like, I just think you're hanging out with us on the front porch.
Yeah.
It's a southern antebellum mansion.
I came prepared, though. I have the nice cold drink, some flip-flops and shorts.
We have some sweet tea.
Yeah.
We're sitting in rocking chairs.
Cold beer on a Friday night.
Is that a new country song?
No, kind of.
There's fireflies,
Yeah.
or as they call them here,
Lightning bugs. Fireflies. What are you?
flying around. And Adam and I are just rocking back and forth, talking about the good old days.
What are June bugs?
Playing checkers. June bugs
are those real things, or is that just a southern name?
Well, it's what we call them growing up. They're the large green insects that kind of have that hard green shell. Ooh, and they fly into stuff.
Sounds tasty.
You know, Adam, growing up in a trailer as I did.
Right. Ding, ding.
In the summertime, you could hear the June bugs actually flying into the trailer.
What are June bugs?
I just explained them to
you. I know,
you.
but like what actually, like are they?
I don't know.
Are they actual beetles? Or are they?
They are a beetle of sort.
A
flying beetle.
Philophaga.
Is
the name of the June bug. It's a very large genus, more than 260 species of New World scarabs beetles in the subfamily Melolithiniae, common known for this genus and known as the June bug, the Philophagae.
New World scarabs.
New World. They have May beetles as well.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a May beetle or a June bug, depending on where you're from in the in America. It's either a May beetle or a June bug.
Probably whenever the larvae come to full bloom.
Because do we still have June?
I'm talking about.
Do we still have June bugs right now?
You know, it seems like we don't have as many June bugs as we used to.
Yeah, I don't think so. As a kid, I remember that word being thrown around a lot.
Because when I was a kid, I mean, constantly through June and July, they would just fly constantly into the trailer.
Just the old June bug epidemic.
I'm sitting there trying to watch Richard Dawson in the afternoon. Maybe Transformers.
Yeah.
Tap, tap, tap.
Ding, ding.
What would it sound like? It would sound very similar to this. You're just watching there. Hey, I'm watching Sanford and Son. Dun 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 dun. That's just June bugs hitting the trailer.
Are they that loud, really?
They're pretty loud.
Wow.
Yeah. They're like kamikaze pilots.
Yeah, the old May beetles. That's what they do.
So, good week?
Yeah, big time.
Let's start. I need to start with an apology.
Uh-oh.
And I didn't realize I just, splashed stuff all over them.
It cools us off. At least it's sugar-free, so it won't be sticky.
We just pour it on you.
Yeah. Glug, 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 glug.
If you listened to our last episode, in which we continued our review of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we march toward Avengers Infinity War in May, we talked about Captain America.
A little bit.
Sort of. I don't know what happened. There was some sort of technical glitch that I didn't catch until it was time to edit the show to post it.
Yeah, it happens.
And I would say a good 10 to 15 minutes of the show didn't record. So it ends really weird. Adam's like, "Hen, that's the effects I'm looking for." And then the Podcasserole music just kind of fades in and ends. And
it happens.
It was most of the show.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the beginning of the show so much that I felt like it deserved to be posted.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah. But I think it was in that episode that we actually explained what we're going to be doing in the future.
Oh, right. It's true. We didn't talk about that.
And so you didn't hear our explaining of the fact that we're going to drop back to once a week again.
Yeah, one show a week, like 99.3% of podcasts.
On Tuesday.
Yeah.
And because it's become very busy for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a new job.
Right.
You've got...
A lot of things.
Things coming up. We talking about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Is it time to talk about that?
Let's do it, yeah.
Well, sir, you have the floor.
My wife is almost 5 months pregnant now, so hey, thank you. The old raised slow clap. So yeah,
I stood up for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know why for you. She's doing all the work.
All of the work.
Yeah.
So yeah, January 13th, expecting a child. That's weird to say.
That is so weird to say.
Yeah.
And the fact that your DNA will continue
It's true.
is a bit troublesome.
Yeah, a little bit.
But at least your wife's there to kind of maybe
to
even it
balance
out.
it out.
Yeah.
Kind of break the concentration down.
Yeah, but all kidding aside, I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's very
We've known for a while.
Yeah, you just don't,
But
it's kind of,
it's
kind of
you
scary.
got to pick your places when you start talking about it.
Yeah.
So
And it's weird because it's coming sooner than later.
yeah.
I mean, today someone asked me to do wedding videography for my job now. Someone asked me, hey, can you shoot my wedding December 30th? I'm like, no,
I cannot.
I can't do that, actually.
Man,
Yeah.
luckily you can see the new Star Wars movie
That's true. Yeah.
without having to worry about 3 o'clock in the morning feedings.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, yeah. That's a good point. Get that.
This will be your last Star Wars movie.
My last Star Wars hoorah. The last one I'll ever see.
This will be the last movie you ever see, at least for the next 6 to 7 years.
Yeah, something like that.
In a
Yeah.
theater,
Yeah.
will be Star Wars,
That's
The Last
true.
Jedi.
That may be true.
How appropriate!
It's true.
The Last Jedi
The wording is so perfect.
will be your last film for a very, very long time. So,
That's true, yeah.
to kind of prepare for that, and the fact that my schedule is not as what's the word I'm looking for? Is not as lenient as
Yeah.
it used to be, where
Yeah.
we could just pretty much get together whenever
Right,
we wanted. We've decided to drop back to once a week. So behind the scenes, probably what we'll do is we'll get together every 2 weeks,
Right.
record a couple of shows, and those will come out on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's
That's what's beautiful about having the always evergreen content of the shows now.
exactly. Except for this week when we're going to talk about the 2017 San Diego
we're
Comic-Con.
breaking the rules sometimes. For big things like E3 and Comic-Con, you kind of have to.
Right.
Yeah, you can't let that go unnoticed.
So, yeah, congratulations again.
Thank you, yeah.
This is an exciting
yeah.
time for you guys.
Yeah, scary.
You were just married last December.
I know, right? Always have to, yeah, it's funny.
You just met like 8 months before that.
That's true. I'm
You
a
know,
steamroller, baby.
What we should do inject your soul with some sweet rock and roll.
Yeah.
What we should do is just for fun pull some clips from the show
Yeah.
right before Dragon Con,
Right.
before you met your now wife.
I'm not sure if I want to hear myself.
Let's
I'm
see.
not sure what I said.
Let's see what we're talking about then. Certainly not kids.
That would be funny. I do remember
Sort
because
of.
she, that's what she always talks about. That it's kind of her cheating thing she would do at the beginning. She could go and listen to old episodes of our podcast and learn all kinds of things about me.
Yeah, and
Where-
she still married you.
Yeah, weird, huh?
That is very
I
strange.
know. I'm surprised. And so, like our first date, I let it slip that I had a podcast, and as most people are, she had no clue what that meant, what it was. So I let that go. And date 2 or 3, she started digging deeper about that. Like, what is it? Where can I find it? What's it called? I'm like, And I told her, and then she went deep, man. She knew all about our stuff.
Well.
Yeah. So that's, if she still married me, that's good. It's a good sign.
Well,
Maybe she didn't go too far back.
how much of this information do I want? The other day, I was in the grocery store and ran into someone from the church where I'll go sometimes with my wife.
Okay.
And she was like, I was just listening to your show.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry.
Please
That's
forgive me.
always like my go-to answer.
You're embarrassed.
I'm sorry. It's fine. They seem to love it.
That's good.
So,
I think if they come and they admit to listening,
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
my niece listens now,
Oh, wow.
which is odd.
Yeah. I mean,
Because she was asking me something the other day about it.
really.
Yeah. But yeah. That's a good way to find out about somebody if they have a
Oh,
podcast.
man. I mean,
just go back and listen to old episodes.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of my just mental vlog or logging, just like my therapy. It's on here on archive.
I like to vlog.
Yeah, pretty much.
What did she mention anything that was shocking that you had admitted to on the show?
Not really. I don't think so.
Yeah. I can't believe you.
It was funny before I met
You know
her.
what? That makes sense because some of the stuff that she's supported since then, such as the shower orange phenomenon,
Yeah.
is right up your alley.
Right.
You probably met your soulmate.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. So, like, I think the week or 2 weeks before I even met her, I gave a speech to my future girlfriend if I ever had one again.
Right.
And kind of making up for the bad things I said. You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
I do
And
remember
that's
that.
one of her favorite. Like, if you ask her to this day, she remembers the episode number and like what mark that is because she loved that part so much.
Yeah.
She thought that was hilarious. Because I was talking to her before I even met her.
That's true.
The idea of her, isn't that
How
weird?
meta is that?
Yeah, right?
It's so weird. Am I wearing a tie? I am, aren't I?
You're wearing a tie.
You know, I should probably take this off.
Take it off.
Yeah.
Take it all off.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
I still had it on. Sorry.
I have to wear a tie tomorrow to work too.
Yeah?
Yeah. My first tie day tomorrow.
Well, we've grown up, Adam.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I had to go get a shirt today that could fit a tie. Like, my neck is always so gargantuan, I can never wear a tie.
Yeah.
I had to get a shirt today that could hold a tie.
You know what I recommend?
What's that?
A skinny tie like this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make our bodies look bigger? Don't you want the big tie, so like a big clown tie? So
No,
your body
because
looks
then you just look like Laurel Hardy walking around.
Paula Poundstone up in here.
Play with it the whole
Hey
time.
guys, want a joke from the 90s?
Paula Poundstone. There's a name I haven't heard in a long, long time.
They have Paula Poundstone suits, 3-piece suits, I promise you, at Kohl's right now.
I've seen them in the boxes.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
I saw it today.
Like, they came out like right around prom season.
Yeah.
Like, the Kohl's merchandise buyers really thought kids were going to buy those for proms.
It's a $99 3-piece suit.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, in a box.
In a box.
And I was, it's
It's a
Kohl's.
suit in a box.
Yeah, I was trying to find my size to try it on, but it didn't happen.
They didn't have any outside.
They just have I don't know suit sizes. I don't know what that means. I know my waist size, my length, and all that, and my shirt size.
Mm-hmm.
When I see numbers like 44R,
Right.
I'm not grown up enough to know what that means.
Right.
What is a 44R? I don't know. Is
44 regular.
Is that like what's that measuring though? Is the full suit size top to bottom?
Standard. Regular would be like a standard 44.
Weird.
But then you would get like a 44 husky.
Yeah,
No, it's not
it's the husky. Yeah, I still have those. I just know that. I mean, I think people are built differently from top to bottom. To get a suit in a box, I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Right, because your trunk could be longer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have an elongated trunk.
I do have a long crotch. I'm always butt cracking. Right now, I'm butt cracking. I had to buy tall shirts.
Yeah,
Just so I wouldn't butt crack as much. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
it
a butt
happens.
crack problem.
I always thought that once I got below a 38 waist in pants, because whenever I would when I had to buy bigger pants,
Yeah.
when I had to go to the other section of the store,
Right.
you got anything in a 48? 48. That's probably the largest I got to. No,
Did you get a 48?
48, yeah. There
You
was
had
one
to-
point I wore 48s.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It was a dark period.
Are you sure?
Not recently.
I know, but
Yeah.
back then you were really?
Yeah. I would say, I remember owning some 48 pants.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was in denial, but I was squeezing in some 44s.
Yeah.
Wow.
44s is what I did was probably the average for a long time.
Yeah.
42s.
Yeah.
Like, I could get into 42s for a while, and then they'd get tight, and so I'd have to go back to my 44s. But yeah, so I thought when I got below 38, because you'd go clothes shopping, and there's always like, oh, I see 36,
Yeah.
34.
Yeah.
In every conceivable length available, you would see like the 36s and the 34s. So I thought once I got into that range, it would be plentiful. No, I still have a hard time.
Really?
Yeah.
Still, huh? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, it's sad.
Can't those fun skinny jeans though.
Not, I can always find the 36. I can't find the length. Yeah.
What's
Not a
your-
tall guy.
Oh, okay. What do you like, a 30?
36, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm rocking now.
So back then you had the old 48-30.
48-30s.
The old DeVitos, we call them.
You guys got a 48-30?
Oh, the DeVito cut. I'll be right back, sir. Let me go to the back. It sounds fancy that way, the DeVito cut.
I need something in a DeVito cut. My goal is 34.
That'd be nice.
I think I could do it now.
I'm sure,
I think
yeah.
I could get into a
Yeah.
34 now.
Yeah.
But I think it'd probably be pretty tight. So
Yeah. Well, that's what's in,
I'd just walk around. Like,
Hey, guys. Once again, the Batman Returns DeVito. Just penguin walking.
what do you want to do now? You want to talk about Paramore?
Let's talk about Paramore.
You want to do that?
Let's do that, yeah.
You made a fun Paramore discovery this week.
I did. So I like to browse new music on Spotify, and even sometimes the old thing like we call the radio. The Paramore comes up.
What's that?
We all know the band Paramore from our kind of our hometown, Middle Tennessee here. Been around for about 10 years, and they started off kind of that teenage pop punky stuff, and it evolved as the time went on. But now they have a brand new album called After Laughter, and I don't mean to plug this so much, but I think it's the forefront of a revolution of current music coming. So first off, do you remember about 10 years ago, the Vines, the Hives, the Strokes, the Killers, the White Stripes, all that kind of 70s kind of dirty, muffled studio rock came out with the guys with the feathered hair and the bell-bottoms. I believe, it's my assumption, that stuff came out because those guys were born in the 70s, hence the music they were raised on, and therefore when they got of age to make their own music, they kind of made the music that was kind of an inspiration to them. So a band like Paramore, where the band members are born in the 80s, and other bands like that, I believe we're going to have like an 80s music revolution.
Before you play this, do
Yeah.
you have it like queued right up? Right
I
on the
can.
spot you want to play it?
I can, yeah.
Because what I wanted to do was play a little bit of an example you were talking about, like from the past groups.
Okay, yeah,
like
sure,
If you can find
yeah.
like the Killers, like
Yeah.
Mr. Brightside or something
Right,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, or even like the Strokes. I mean, remember the Strokes, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Those are strong. For me, when I think of like that era of music, that kind of 70s, it sounded something like this.
And it goes a little something like this.
That sounds like...
Is a real 70s sound.
Right.
Yeah.
That could be on the soundtrack of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. It does have kind of a yacht rock sound.
Yeah.
The effect on the guitar.
Right. We'll fast forward a little bit for the effect on the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that kind of 70s vibe to it.
Yeah. So that was real popular for probably 5 or 6 years.
Even like did you ever listen to The Hives? I love The Hives.
Oh yeah, The Hives were good.
Like this. This is almost that British Invasion kind of late 60s, early 70s Beatles sound to it. They even dressed like the Rolling Stones did back in the old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead singer kind of moved around like Mick Jagger. Once again, 60s and 70s because those guys were born in the 70s.
The instrumentation is pretty straight on.
Yeah.
Not a lot of, there's effects on the instruments, but there's not a lot of,
right.
There's no synth, there's no keyboards.
Right.
And the keyboards, if used, were used very sparingly.
Right.
Through this period.
Right. And even the vocals are very kind of raw. Just kind of an old school sounding mic to it.
Right.
So you have that, and last but not least in that genre, you have, like you said before, the Killers.
Yeah.
Had that kind of sound. They're a little more modernish, but still you can't deny that 70s inspiration to it in rock. Once again, kind of distorted, kind of that voice, that sound to it.
Right. And that even influenced some of the dance stuff of the time, too.
Yeah.
Because you remember 303? Was it? No, it wasn't 303.
It was 303, a band called 303. Is that what you think about?
Yeah, because it was 30H3.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Which could be played in clubs, but still had that kind of same sound to it.
Right. So yeah, kind of a 70s feel to it. Good music, though.
Oh, I love all of this.
But if you look at these guys, they're born in like the 70s.
Yeah.
The inspiration of the music they grew up on was from the 70s when they were kids. So Paramore, being this age here, born in the 80s.
What's the lead singer of Paramore's name?
Haley Williams.
Haley Williams, yeah. From Nashville.
Right, yeah.
Local girl.
So once again, the new album's called After Laughter. The first single off of that is called Hard Times, and I think it's very, very 80s inspired.
So she was probably born around
88-ish, 87?
87, 88,
yeah. Well, this is Culture Club, right?
Yeah, it is.
But these are all original, no covers. I can see this in the new Revenge of the Nerds movie.
Yeah.
Wait to the chorus. Weird, huh?
Wow.
Yeah. Don't you see an opening of a college campus in the 80s with a
that's
comedy?
Straight up level 42.
Yeah.
Or orchestral maneuvers in the dark, OMD.
Here's the other single they have called Rose Colored Boy. It goes like this. Crazy, right?
That is a really good musical observation.
Yeah. Right? It's weird.
Yeah.
I just think it's enjoyable to see the evolution of this music. I think the 80s wave, we talked about the fashion. 10 years ago, the bell-bottom jeans were back in. The guys with the feathered 70s Ric Flair hair was back in. And now the guys are wearing, they're wearing mullets are back in.
Yeah.
The acid wash jeans with holes and tight ripped jeans
Holy
are back
jeans
in.
are all over the place.
Yeah. So I just think it's just a weird observation I had. Don't you see this like a Patrick Dempsey movie trying to steal the hot girl from high school?
Yeah, Coupe de Ville. John Cusack movie.
Yeah. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Here's the latest from Pebbles. Playing all the hits.
And they're even dressing in like an 80s, like they were just very primary colors, jumpsuits and stuff now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's all I have. There's every song it's all kind of like that.
So, at what point do you think Paramore will no longer be played on popular music stations?
I think I'm not saying they're the next coming of rock music, but they're pretty evolving, as time goes on. I mean, they came out 10 years ago. And they were big, 2007, 08, they had a bunch of big punk songs and rock songs and alternative. They had some ballads. She went solo for a bit with B.O.B.
So do you think this is like their Hot AC album where they might go to like the adult contemporary
It's possible.
stations?
It's fun music though, right? It's kind of fun.
Because it does have that 80s sound to it.
Yeah, who knows?
So can you hear this parked up against Malibu?
Maybe so.
Maybe?
That's possible, yeah. I mean, the instrumentals. It's straight Bengals.
Yeah. Debbie Gibson.
And these songs here,
Electric
exactly,
Youth.
yeah. 45 million listens on Spotify, so it's not doing badly.
Yeah. Because you think it's interesting the life of a group or an artist, where, especially if they get played on the pop stations.
Yeah.
It happens for a while, and then after a decade or so, like they can, maybe not even a decade these days, but then, you see them gradually go to where their new music is no longer played on the pop stations. They're played on like the Hot AC stations,
right.
And then they kind of fade to where then they don't get much radio play at all.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's very strange that just this last year, Train had a top 40 hit.
Really?
Train.
Didn't know that.
And the last time, Train's first album came out, 99 probably?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's but it is if they work with somebody, because I forget who was on that track with them. But yeah, if they collaborate, it can keep it going. But I remember when
the collabs are big.
When Sheryl Crow, her new stuff was no longer played.
Right, yeah, it happens.
Tom Petty, his new stuff was no longer played.
So I think you have to evolve, or in Paramore's case, devolve to stay with it, maybe.
We are Devo.
It's kind of like that. So I really wonder, in 10 years from now, do we have a 90s revolution? Will grunge be back?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Well, it's possible. But you almost hear, even today, you hear some grunge influences in rock music.
Yeah.
So
I feel like this could be the old man coming out in me, but I don't think there's any. When I think current rock, I don't think rock. It's all either bands that are pre-existing, such as a Foo Fighters or someone like that. But actual rock now doesn't stand out whatsoever to me. I don't know what. Do you know one current hit rock song?
All the good rock music is dead.
Less than 6 months old, because I don't. I really don't. Like a newer than 6 months old rock song. And 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, I could name every single one. Now I can't name one.
Anything new from Korn?
Nope, no Korn. See, that's what I'm saying. I think Korn killed it off.
Anything new from Disturbed?
It's sad now because I think rock music is like Imagine Dragons. Are those rock bands now?
Oh, they're considered. Yeah,
that's
I think
sad.
Imagine Dragons is probably considered rock, but they're not going to get played on the album-oriented rock stations.
I don't mean to make this a music episode here.
If you keep going, we're going to have to play That Hits the Spotify.
It's true. But have you heard Imagine Dragons' newest single? It sounds almost rappy. And so this, we both agreed, Imagine Dragons is one of the current top rock bands like this.
Just a young gun with a quick fuse.
It's a fun song, but rock?
Wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things and wanna leave my old life behind. Not a yes, sir. Not a
What's happening here?
That's not going to get played on album-oriented rock stations.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Take a number.
I mean, you can call it rock, and they could probably get nominated for a Grammy in the rock category.
Yeah.
That's not going to get played on album-oriented rock stations.
This isn't a collaboration with the producer. It's not like featuring blank. It's just them. That's what's crazy about this.
But it's not uncommon for rock bands to experiment with other sounds.
That's a good word to use, experiment.
Yeah. I mean, the Beatles did it.
I mean, Paramore, we just talked about Paramore doing it. And to be fair, this
Aerosmith did it. Honkin' on Bobo.
Think about this being sang by Talking Heads. This is kind of an 80s feel.
Yeah.
Think Talking Heads.
That's true.
I could hear a Talking Heads song here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Maybe we're going 80s. All out 80s.
Welcome back to the 80s.
I thought that was odd. That's their top single right now. 209 million plays on Spotify. And I'm like, wow, because in my head, like it or not, Imagine Dragons is sadly one of the top current rock bands.
Yeah, especially when you think 3 years ago what they sounded like Radioactive.
Right? Yeah.
That was kind of a progressive sound.
That was, yeah.
And this is
now we're back on that.
Yeah, but it's one song.
Yeah,
you compare it to the rest of the album.
Right.
So if you're a longtime friend of Podcast Roll, formerly the Adam and JP Show. You might remember last year, Adam brought in his CD of Key to the Downfall, or was it Keys to the Downfall?
No, just singular. Key to the Downfall.
Key to the Downfall.
Yeah. So it's fun to go back and embarrass yourselves on talents past.
Featuring the hit single
Sarcophagus.
Your soul is like a sarcophagus. Was it soul or heart?
Soul.
Your soul is like a sarcophagus.
Holds my rotting bones. The secrets
holds.
of my dying life. This tomb will never show.
I mean, these are good lines.
Teenage angst.
So roughly, what did we figure out? 15 years ago?
Yeah, around the exact same time that Key to the Downfall album was the same summer that was recorded.
Really?
We were in our summer of talent.
Yeah, I know. We were at our artistic peak 15 years ago.
The exact same summer, yeah.
In 2003?
Yeah.
I wrote, this is not a novel.
Can I take it home tonight and read that? Will you let me?
You've already read it once.
I know I've had it for a decade now, but I actually want to read it.
What's one more week? So I wrote a book.
Uh-huh.
It's the only book I've ever actually completed.
Right.
I've started writing a lot of things, but I've finished this 15 years ago.
When's the last time you read that start to finish?
15 years ago. And I gave it to you.
Right.
And said, hey, man, I wrote this. It took me a long time. This is my book, man. Take it home and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me your reaction. Man, it was really scary.
Yeah.
And it's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Or a horror movie. I'm sure it's plagiarized from a horror movie. It's like a ghost story, though,
yeah.
more than anything.
Now, is that what you have in your hand right there, the only physical copy left of it?
Probably physical copy.
Yeah. You have it saved somewhere digitally?
I have it saved.
Is that saved? Is that my bookmark?
Yeah, that was my book. No,
your book. I was like,
that was my bookmark.
Okay, I was thinking I read the whole thing.
So, as best I can remember, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember a lot about this story.
Yeah.
I do know the protagonist is a DJ. Go figure.
Weird, huh?
And I think he's in this town, and he meets up with some paranormal guys
And some hot chicks.
I don't think there's any hot chicks. And so wackiness ensues when he gets involved with this paranormal group. And I'm going to skip ahead to chapter 2 because I think this is when he actually. I think this is when our protagonist Jake meets the paranormal group.
See, some podcasts have a deal with an Audible account or Audible books. You don't need that on here.
No.
This is what you have right now.
I'll read you the books that I've written.
Even better.
Or the book that I've written.
Even better.
This comes from chapter 2 entitled Meet Your Future.
That's deep.
And it's dated October 26th. So I think the story started on October 25th. So this is 24 hours later. And I'm going to skip down to Jake. And I think this is told in first person. I think this is actually Jake telling the story.
Okay.
It's told in first person. And so he's hooked up with his buddy Rick and Carl. No, I'm kidding. Coral. So at some point, Rick does a Dan Aykroyd impression.
Really?
I'm
serious?
reading. And then they arrive at where they're going to meet up with the ghost hunters. I think the paranormal group they're going to meet up with. You ready?
Oh yeah.
And whenever you get tired of me reading,
no, give it to me.
Tell me to stop.
Give it to me.
I'm trying to let me look ahead because I remember when I wrote this, I like to write a lot of exposition.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I want to make sure that at least in the first few. Okay. So probably what I'll do is I'll read when they get to the building, and then I'll jump ahead to where I actually start meeting the group.
Okay.
We arrived at the Jameson building about 7:20. The club's room, and by the way, I did not. It should be CLUB''S.
I know possessive there.
It's not possessive.
This is a plural. Okay.
Yeah. The club's room was on the 6th floor. The Jameson building reminded me of a 40s gangster movie. Every room had a wooden door with smoky white glass with the black letters on it. You'd expect to walk into a room and find a PI wearing a fedora and smoking a cigarette, looking over his latest case. The building had an old musty smell to it, and the walls were all faded in a light green color. We took the staircase to the 6th floor. The room we were looking for was the first on the left after exiting the stairs. The club had put some sort of black cloth over the glass. On the door, there was a homemade sign attached reading, West Tennessee ghost trackers.
Ooh.
So
At the time, did you live? You lived in West Tennessee.
I
at the time?
lived in West
Okay.
Tennessee. Yeah.
Okay.
So so Jake and Rick go in, and they start to meet the group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me see. All right. So well. They try to scare him because they knew he's new.
So it's the fake scare at first,
So
but
it's
real
the fake
scare comes
scare,
later.
yeah.
Okay.
So then the leader, realizing that they had gotten a newbie, they'd pulled one over on Jake.
Yeah.
This is what he says. "Oh, man, that never gets old." The leader laughed, walking around the table towards us. "Hi, I'm Nightwolf, the chairman of the council."
Nightwolf, huh?
He said, extending his hand to shake. "I knew you guys weren't serious," I said, shaking his hand. "I'm Jake." Rick was still in a bit of shock. "So all of that was fake?" he asked. "Oh, yeah. We do that to all the new members on the first meeting. It seems to be what people expect when they come in, so we just kind of play along," Nightwolf explained.
Now, is Jake the DJ doing this for a job on the radio, or is he doing this because he wants to? What's the point?
I think, if memory serves me correct, he met Rick, and Rick was like, "Oh, there's this crazy group in town. We should go meet them."
Okay.
So that's what they did.
Gotcha.
So they meet Nightwolf. He's the leader. Nightwolf...
It's all coming back to you now, isn't it?
Oh, I know. This is just how this paragraph starts. Nightwolf took off the cloak, and the other members followed suit.
Wow. I should read this.
He went into a closet, grabbed a couple of duffel bags and some gym bags loaded full. Raven followed behind. I guess Raven is another member of the group, pulling some files. They set the equipment and files on the table. Nightwolf walked to the head of the table and arranged a few of the files in a semicircle around him. "Okay, let's go over tonight," he started. Rick and I walked over and took the same seats we were in earlier. "Tonight we're going to... this is great. He's going to set up where they're going to go.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to read this and then we'll stop.
Okay.
"Tonight we're going to investigate 3 areas. The first will be the legend of the haunting dog."
Really? It's like an Adam's Ghosts.
Man. Yeah, I look so fondly at my writing. Look back fondly. The legend state... This is just like an Adam's Ghost. Listen to this.
Is it?
The legend states that if you go to the hill
Oh, wow.
on the top of Browntown Road,
That really is an Adam's
where
Ghost.
it intersects with Lynn Hollow Road,
What?
you can see the spirit.
That's word for word.
That is word for word.
That sounds... You are the writer of Adam's Ghost. You're the ghost writer.
I'm not. I swear I'm
You're
not.
the guy.
That's why everything's misspelled. He explained, pointing the location out on the map. "According to the legend, you drive up to the culvert
That sounds...
just before the bend in the road. Shut off your engine and blink your lights 3 times. Then leave your lights on. In the distance, we should be able to see the eyes of a hound spirit in the distance."
That sounds word for word like I could read that as Adam's Ghost.
Wow. Our second location will be a spirit who is said to haunt the land around Fallen Bow Creek. The legend here involves the soul of a Indian warrior. Actually, that should be Native American.
Right.
15 years ago, J. Patrick, it should be Native American.
Yeah, we're still in the first Bush presidency, the first term of
W.
Yeah.
The legend here involves the soul of an Indian warrior who stands guard over the burial ground said to be in the bed of the creek. He continues, holding up black and white pictures of the land before the creek was there. The photo had several teepees and Native Americans on horseback. Oh, okay, well, see right there.
Yeah, there you go. That fixes it.
In the distance was a tree line. We know by judging the distance of the trees in the background, whoever took this photo was standing near the creek's edge, now about 300 yards upstream from where the creek enters the Tennessee River.
What an investigation.
Many campers in the area have spoke about seeing the warrior standing near the bank like he was watching over something. There have also been reports of seeing the spirit on horseback.
It's just like Adam's Ghost. Just like it.
Our third visit will be what we call sightseeing.
Ooh.
It involves a large mansion that is going up for sale near the county line in the Hillcrest community.
I remember this. I remember it.
The mansion is the centerpiece of a large plantation. It is set vacant since 1947, when the family who lived there died in a fire caused by lightning from the worst storm to ever hit the county. The worst.
Worst?
On record.
Ever?
I don't want to point out plot holes to stuff that I wrote, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
how they're going to go visit a mansion that was wrecked by a fire. I mean, how much of it could still be standing?
You wrote this. I don't know.
The family rebuilt the mansion.
Oh, there you go. Just wait for it. Wait for the response.
That is hilarious. Though to our knowledge, no one has ever lived there. The home came to our attention some time ago when we were on another hunt. Though there are no legends or hauntings associated with this home, the fact that the family went through the effort of rebuilding the mansion and then never lived there raises our curiosity. So don't be disappointed if we don't see anything here. The previous owners would never let us inside, but the new owners have agreed to let us take a look around. Nightwolf then pulled a few photos of the mansion, then and now, out of a folder and passed them around.
Wow.
Yeah. So apparently they go...
In case you want more, go on Amazon.com right now. And,
I should put this up for sale.
You should.
I'm only going to guess here.
Yeah.
This is just an educated guess because I really don't remember the plot. Where it
the
goes.
story you wrote, you don't remember how it happens?
I'm only going to guess since there were 3, ghost hauntings, and then there was one where we don't really think we're going to see anything. I wonder where the action is going to take place.
Who knows?
I don't know. Tune in.
It's funny how my brain works. The fact we don't know what happens, my first thought was to go online and look at what happened. But it's killing me that I can't, so it makes me actually want to read it.
Spoiler alert.
It's like the old days.
It happens at the mansion.
It's like the old days, though.
There's someone named Jade. Nightwolf,
Wow.
Chad.
These Mortal Kombat characters like DLC?
Here's chapter 3, The Grave Robber.
Oh. Wow.
How many chapters is this?
A lot, I think.
There's someone named Hut. Oh, I remember Hut.
Yeah.
He was the fat member of the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hence the term.
I wonder if this is the whole thing. Let me skip to the edge.
Don't do that.
Oh, this isn't it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So did you ever finish it?
Yeah, I did finish it.
Where's the other half?
I don't know.
Oh man.
I should find this is only like 3 chapters. So this is a novel. Because this is 3 chapters.
That's pretty thick. That's a lot of pages.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is how it ends. So there was a knock at the door, the same knock I heard in my dream. I slowly made my way to the door and looked out the peephole. I couldn't see anything. I opened the door, expecting to see a note lying there. I found a man dressed in a white shirt and khaki pants. He was standing to the right of the door, and that's why I didn't see him.
That's
What?
That's how it ended?
Mr. Thompson, he asked. Yeah, I answered. I'm Captain Galloway with the Fire Marshal's office. I'm here for an inspection, he explained. Sure, come on in. That's the last page.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's just 3 chapters.
Wow.
Somewhere, I have the entire The Haunting printed out.
Printed? Do you have any kind of digital file at all?
Yeah, I have a digital file somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, but I have it printed out somewhere.
We should print. I want to see the thickness of it.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Is it around you? Is it around here? This thing's been in archived for 14, 15 years. See a stack of papers he's going through. Going through his filing cabinet. Piece by piece. Page by page. He sees something. Picks it up. A thick manila folder with many pages inside. Is that it?
No.
Oh.
This is the play I wrote.
Oh, man.
What's this over here?
What's the play about?
This is I should probably get back on microphone. Sorry. The play is about working in a retail store.
Oh, wow.
And it's called Part-Time.
Okay.
It takes place, Part-Time by J. Patrick.
That's funny.
This is not as old as that.
Yeah.
But it's close. Yeah. Well, maybe next week we'll read some of the play.
There we go.
Oh, since it's a play, we could act it out.
Oh, it's true. Give me my script, please. Line.
Next week, we'll actually act out some of the play Part-Time.
We can do that. I like it.
So we're going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con.
We are. A lot of big news, trailers, things happening.
And you have like a little brief history.
A quick little brief history of it. Yeah, it's kind of fun because I thought, we know Comic-Con, the word, the term, the thought of it. Where did it start? Where did it begin and why?
Yeah. We'll do that.
Next.
Hi, this is Siri. I would never, ever listen to the Earth Station 1 podcast. Who the heck says howdy anyway? Why don't you listen to Chris Hardwick instead? I can get you his information. The Nerdist is everywhere anyway, haha. That was a joke. The Earth Station 1 podcast It's time to let your inner geek out to play. You can find them at www.earthstation1.com or up on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or wherever fine podcasts are found. Peace, and we're done.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found
Sometimes I feel like I still see her.
must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell.
Whatever is happening is spreading from this place.
What is it done? Not me. Everyone else. If you're out there, just please give me a sign.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That is the sounds from the Stranger Things Season 2 trailer that debuted during San Diego Comic-Con last week. Now, I know we're over a week removed. You've heard everybody and their cousin do a podcast about San Diego Comic-Con, but you haven't heard us do it.
Right. It's always different.
And I think you and I both agreed that of all the trailers, like movie trailers, Netflix trailers, the Stranger Things Season 2 trailer was the favorite.
We both agreed without even saying it. That was the best thing we saw.
With the mashup of the Stranger Things theme with Thriller in there. Oh, it's just so great.
Yeah, something about that show. What's so special about it? I'm not saying that as a negative way. Like, I'm very positive in the show. I don't know what makes it so special, but it is.
I think it's just the nostalgia.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
We see him dressed as the Ghostbusters.
Oh, man.
Could be the best Ghostbusters we've had
That's true.
since 1984.
Right, yeah. It was odd. That's how well that was made, how greatly it was executed, that trailer. I totally forgotten that Eleven was even a character until the final 5-10 seconds of that trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, she's a thing.
She comes back, comes through the wall.
I was so just engulfed in that trailer and the moment and the environment of that. Like, I totally forgot she was even a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't in that clip, but it starts out with them playing Dragon's Lair.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, that was pretty
wow.
Awesome. Yeah.
And how good it looks.
Yeah.
In that arcade, it was just cool to see an arcade where clearly they've taken the time to go back and I mean everything is pristine in that arcade.
Yeah.
And they're trying to beat Dragon's Lair.
That new monster. I mean, story's high.
Is the new monster from Dragon's Lair?
It's possible.
Because the old monster was from D&D.
Right. Yeah.
So if D&D was the basis of the monster from the Upside Down world in season 1, is season 2 going to be come from a video game?
It's very possible. But just that visual of that lightning strike and you see the silhouette, that's terrifying. That is terrifying.
The rotten pumpkins in a field.
Right. Yeah, it was awesome.
That was genius to use the Vincent Price from Thriller.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the trailer.
Good. So good.
So, yeah, I think we both agree best trailer from Comic-Con
this
favorite.
Year
was the Stranger Things Season 2.
Without a doubt.
And we've got some others. We'll highlight Black Panther, Ready Player One, The Defenders, and Thor coming up.
Right.
But you have a brief history of San Diego Comic-Con.
I do, yeah. So like I said before, I mean, we always talk about it every year. We've covered it for the past 5 or 6 years. And I've never really known myself the full-on origin of why it started and where it began, as you spill a drink in yourself.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So it was founded in 1970 as the Golden State Comic Book Convention. I had no idea that's what it was called back in 1970. The original founders were comic book artist and letterer Shel Dorf, comic book store owner Richard Alf, and the publisher Ken Kruger. The very first Comic-Con, once again then known as the Golden State Mini-Con that year, drew around 100 people. And they had that in the early spring or summer as a fundraiser later on that fall to have the actual first Comic-Con ever. So it drew around 100 to 140 people.
Wow.
That very first. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah.
So 1979.
And it was probably a huge success for them.
Yeah, 100 people, triple digits. 1979 was the first year they actually held it in the San Diego Convention Center. So they went from your local little hotels and things like that to the actual convention center. The current center there now is 1992 was the first year there in that one. Also, strange enough, I saw in the facts here, I thought of this myself, they were always in hotel. Each year it was growing exponentially, thousands more. 1979 being the first year in the convention center was also the first year they had a drop in attendance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they went from about 6,000 people the year before. They go to the hotel or the convention center from the hotel, lose about 500 to 1,000 people.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't make that back up until 1986, about 7 years later. I think, they were around the 6,000 person range for 7 years. But once 86 happened, it was just crazy amounts. And now, as far as last year, they have the highest attendance of 167,000 people there at San Diego Comic-Con.
So it's eventually going to reach a point that San Diego Convention Center doesn't hold it.
They're actually right now they're having talks to go to Las Vegas, go to San Francisco, and places like that, even Los Angeles itself. So who knows? Who knows what's going to go?
So it would just be Comic-Con International Las Vegas,
yeah, exactly.
or something like that.
Because I didn't know until doing the research that they own WonderCon. They own a lot of other small. Of course, I'm aware of WonderCon. Honestly, I had no idea. San Diego.
Same people.
Same people.
And it's a non-profit organization.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it is. They
Right,
run this as a non-profit event,
right?
Because their group is to preserve the. Oh, I used to know it. It's preserve the something of pop culture and
right.
Like
that's good way to put it.
Pop literature or something like that.
Do you think they had any clue this would happen?
Probably not a clue.
I just wonder because right now, even in, I think the world wouldn't think that the Nashville, Tennessee area is very big on nerd culture and pop culture, but it is insane how concentrated we are here with conventions.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're going to go to a convention every weekend, at least every month, we have many friends that go monthly.
You could do it.
Not many times per month, just within a 100-mile drive from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So I wonder, in 1970, a year removed from Woodstock, we're still in the middle of Vietnam there, and someone thinks, hey, let's have a comic book convention with some pop culture thrown in.
But I bet it was, in many ways, better.
Yeah.
Because it was just about comic books.
Right, exactly.
Which, the big complaint about Comic-Con these days is it's not really a comic book convention. It's a popular entertainment trade show.
Right, yeah.
Because and we love that aspect of it. Mm-hmm. Hence, we get a trailer for Stranger Things Season 2.
Exactly, yeah.
But, some of the old timers complain that there's not enough emphasis. Even they still do the Eisner Award.
Right, yeah.
And there's still a comic book presence. Not a lot of comic book vendors on the floor.
We've spoken of Mile High Comics. First time, I think, in almost 40 years, they weren't on the floor.
Right.
That's kind of a big deal.
So the days of it being a group of diehard comic book fans, with long boxes after long boxes on table after table after that's not what it is anymore.
I can only imagine.
But that's what it started out as.
I've had an idea for, Dragon Con has 60, 70, 80,000 attendees. And I've heard astronomical prices, understandably so, how much like a vendor table costs there. Mm-hmm. So imagine 170,000 people, how much a vendor table would cost. A normal company couldn't do that. You have to be a Warner Brothers or someone to set up.
Yeah, that's nuts, I tell you, nuts.
Crazy. But I just thought it was odd there, that first year at the convention center, they actually dropped off in attendance. It's like they had that hardcore, I don't want to use negative terms here, but that comic fan. You know the people we're talking about, like the strict comic show people.
This doesn't seem to be in pristine condition.
The strict comic shop people. And once they
Do
go
you
to
have a graded copy of this?
The convention center, they dropped off and didn't gain their numbers back for many, many years. Almost 7 years later, did they not even make an increase in attendance there.
I don't want to brag, but I'm known in my town to have the highest graded comics.
It's funny to see the attendance, how it grows. It was at 6,000, about 5,000 to 6,000 for almost a decade.
Yeah.
And then at about...
girls started coming.
That's true. That's true.
That probably helped.
That's probably true as well.
Yeah.
But in the late 80s went 8,000, 11,000, 22,000, and we go 40, 70, 80. It's crazy how that grew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we even think about, I think about San Diego Comic-Con being huge just for the last decade or so, but it's been a big deal for quite some time.
That's true. It's grown every year much, much, much more. And right now we say Dragon Con, our nearest and biggest convention, is about 70,000. They had 70,000 in 2003, so it's not that far off if we're going that kind of...
Yeah.
Dragon Con is growing leaps and bounds, much like they are. Mm-hmm. So you think Dragon Con, our local little place here, I can't say little anymore, do you think that'll ever break 100,000?
It's possible because when during that parade, there's there's way over 100,000 people out in the streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and now granted, the parade will bring the onlookers who would never come to the convention floor, but
right.
I know it's possible. Get more spaces involved, and you could see Dragon Con break 100,000 people.
It's going to happen
It's
eventually.
possible.
I think eventually that will happen.
If this wave of just popular culture, this popular culture phenomenon continues, yeah. I mean, in the next 5 years, you could see it. And then probably that will be the swell, and then you'll probably see it drop back down.
Yeah.
It's probably always going to be around the 60,000 range.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching the stats, people say with the San Diego Comic-Con, once again, it stuck around 40,000 for about 5 or 6 years. And then 1999 and 2000 happened, and the X-Men movie started, and Spider-Man movie started, and those successful comic book movies, and therefore trailer premieres and movie premieres and news hit at the Comic-Con. So once again, I think the importance and the popularity of the comic book movie and cinematic universes is holding a big key to that as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think so.
So that's a small, quick little history of the Comic-Con there.
Speaking of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the next big story to come out was a brand new Black Panther trailer dropped at San Diego Comic-Con.
What do you know about Wakanda? I'm the only one who's seen it. The world is changing. Soon, there will only be the conquered and the conquerors. Step into the spotlight. You are a good man. Step into the spotlight. With a good heart. And it's hard for a good man to be a king.
This movie looks great.
Yeah.
Black Panther.
Man, so I mean, you know my love for Coogler. I can't hide that. So I'm beyond pumped. Beyond pumped.
This looks like just based on a trailer. This is one of my favorite Marvel trailers of all time.
Yeah, it looks they're such a good job of separating genres and you just have a different feel to it.
Just a fresh characters to see on the screen.
Right.
The environment. Black Panther looks amazing in this.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this movie.
Pretty exciting.
And to see old what's his name make his return.
Who's that? Claw?
Claw.
Yeah.
Ulysses Claw.
Right, yeah.
Played by Andy Serkis. Yeah.
Right.
He's no longer doing, it's not just motion capture work.
Yeah.
He actually gets to be in this movie.
He has a real job now.
Yeah. The only thing motion captured is his hand.
Yeah.
That he lost in Age of Ultron.
It's gotta have some.
By Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to see Age of Ultron again. It's been a while.
Do you?
I saw it once.
You know what? It is.
I saw it once in theaters.
It's not bad.
I don't have many memories of it. I mean, I've seen Thor 2 more than I've seen Age of Ultron.
Well, we will review it in a few months.
That's true, yeah.
We'll go back and look at it again.
That's a good point.
So I cannot wait for Black Panther.
Yeah, I'm really excited. What's the month in that? I forgot the actual
Black
release.
Panther comes out February of next year.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we get Thor Ragnarok
Yeah.
this November.
Right.
And, Thor Ragnarok
Let's do it.
sounds a little bit something like this.
Where are we? You have no idea.
Hello, the goddess of death has invaded Asgard.
Oh, I've missed this.
And you and I had a fight recently.
Did I win?
No, I won easily.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, that's true.
Asgard is dead. And it'll be reborn in my image. I thought you'd be glad to see me.
Just a couple of hot-headed fools.
Yeah, same. Hulk like fire, Thor like water.
Well, kind of both like fire.
But Hulk like raging fire, Thor like smoldering fire.
Thor Ragnarok going to feature Hulk. It's basically Planet Hulk and Thor Ragnarok together in one movie.
I think this will be the best Hulk movie to date, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
We see he's Talkie Hulk now.
Yeah, I'm down for Talkie Hulk. I like some Talkie Hulk.
He says more than puny human.
Right, yeah. The visuals. I mean, I think it's kind of feeding off of that Guardians of the Galaxy flame,
right?
Which is not a bad thing to me.
I was just about to say that if we don't have, I didn't pull audio for it, but the new Justice League trailer dropped.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely see a Wonder Woman influence in that trailer.
So heavy. Like it starts off with a good 30 seconds of just Wonder Woman.
And I think maybe not to the same extreme, but I think the Guardians have had a bit of effect, at least in this movie.
Yeah.
Because this looks like Jack Kirby threw up on some celluloid or celluloid, and they called it a movie.
Yeah,
because this just the color scheme, the palette,
visually those neon titles, the color, it's crazy.
It mixes. I mean, it goes hand in hand with Guardians.
Yeah,
so I think there is definitely a Guardians influence on Thor Ragnarok, and you know what? I don't mind it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that
because it looks amazing.
I can always take some more. Kind of staying on the same train. You may talk about that in a bit. Did you have a chance to see the terrible quality Infinity War teaser at all?
I tried to watch it.
Yeah.
I couldn't make out what was happening.
Yeah, I saw like what you described. I think last week or week before, it actually happened.
You've seen it.
Yeah, I mean,
you saw Thanos throw a moon.
So I didn't see that.
You saw Thor land into the what is it? What is that like? Because I haven't seen it. I just heard about it.
Okay, yeah, that's how it started off.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the Guardians.
Like the Guardians flying around.
Yeah, and boom, windshield. And he's in there, and it's how it starts.
Yeah. Do you like comedy Thor? Because this Thor is, I mean, you see there's a huge progression in Thor's character from the original.
Right.
Very serious.
I think, I don't want to say it's because of that, but I really think they saw his chops in Ghostbusters Answer the Call and made him have a little more comedy to it. I'm serious.
But even before that came out, they did the Where Was Thor During Civil War?
Right.
It was Thor and his roommate, Doug.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like Thor's on Earth, but he's got a roommate. He's living in Australia.
The good thing is here they won't have that overused fish out of water trope, and I'm excited about that.
No, probably not.
Yeah, that's
you might have a little bit.
You think so? There.
Once Hulk turns back into Bruce Banner.
Yeah. You think he'll be the fish out of water?
He could be the fish out of water.
Oh, not my Hulk.
Yeah, but it's a whole new intergalactic team.
Yeah.
You see that at the end.
Right.
I can't remember the actress' name, but she was on Westworld.
Mm-hmm.
She's in this, and then Loki.
Right,
Loki jumps back to work with Thor in this, apparently.
Hey, speaking of people being in things, let's go back about 10 minutes ago to the Stranger Things Season 2. Was Sean Astin in there?
Was he?
Could have sworn he looks like an orderly running down a hallway towards the camera, just like Sean Astin.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It looked just like him.
I mean, because we had what's his name in the first season?
Oh, Matthew Modine.
Matthew Modine.
Yeah. Let me look into it because that just now hit me. I meant to look that up.
You could be absolutely right. I mean, it would not surprise me.
Yeah.
That they start dropping more 80s actors.
Yeah.
In this. I
I
bet there's a lot of 80s cameos in season 2.
He is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And Paul Reiser's in there as well.
What?
Yeah.
Does he play the head of the company that's going to send Ripley and the team?
That's possible. But yeah, watch that again. There's an orderly, somebody in scrubs, frantically for like 2 seconds, running towards the camera down a hallway. I mean, is that Sean Astin? And it was.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So definitely 2 big thumbs up, a Hulk and a Thor thumbs up for Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
And I didn't know if you noticed it in the trailer, but when you see Bruce Banner and he and Thor are talking, and Thor's trying to explain to him what's going on. I don't know where he got it because they're in space, but Bruce Banner is wearing like a blazer with a Duran Duran shirt underneath. It's the album cover of what's the album with Hungry Like a Wolf?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to call it that, actually. I'm not sure what it's called.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's that album cover.
That's funny.
So, yeah, I mean, this looks great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
pumped.
We get this November.
Yeah.
The week before Justice League.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Should we even talk? I mean, you said you haven't pulled audio for it. What did you think of the Justice League trailer?
Look, as we know, I'm way more forgiving on this, even from the trailer that we got last Comic-Con, than most are. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was fun.
I kind of popped when they had the no lanterns tease. I like that. That was cool.
But there was no lanterns to protect us. Superman's dead.
Yeah.
Superman's dead. You'll be great again.
It's not him that comes back. It's too obvious.
I think
right?
it is. Well, I mean, yeah, it's probably not. But I think that's what they want you to believe.
Right. But you think it's
that Alfred's talking to Superman at the end?
You think it's a lantern though? I think it's a lantern.
Could be.
Everyone's like, oh, it's teasing Superman. I think that's too obvious. It makes more sense to me to be a lantern.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world knows Superman's coming back, so that's not really a tease of a secret.
Right.
A big shock was to see that in movies and then pan over and have a secret lantern there.
Do you know what my favorite shot in that was?
What's that?
The Justice League standing on the steps of something in daylight.
Oh yeah, daylight.
They're like straight on daylight.
That's my wife's biggest pet peeve. The whole trailer. She's like, it's so dark.
Yeah.
It's always at nighttime.
Yeah, well, that was clearly all Zack Snyder stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But but to me, that just that one little clip in the trailer shows the Joss Whedon influence.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we can actually show the Justice League in daylight. They can come out. Well, Batman really only comes out at night.
Yeah, he does.
That kind of works for Batman.
For him, yeah.
But you need to see, Wonder Woman in daylight and Superman in daylight.
With that bad cyborg CGI, let's keep him at night. It could be bad in daytime.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I really questioned. Other than, I thought it was cool, like boom tubes and dark side, and
we'll see. I don't know. I expected myself to like that Aquaman more, and I'm not feeling him whatsoever.
The Jason Momoa Aquaman.
Yeah, seems like a frat boy with a trident.
He's different.
I didn't expect that. I expected to like the visuals. I liked it more.
Oh, would you prefer like the yellow hair and the circles of him communicating with the ocean?
But that shot we see so many times
at the Hall of Justice
on the Batmobile, just like slamming it and his trident in the ground.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
I think he's...
if I were 11 and a half, I would have liked that. 12, not so much.
He's a hillbilly Aquaman.
A hellbilly.
He is a hellbilly.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Rob Zombie.
I didn't mind that. I would take this version of Aquaman over what it could have been, where they would try to do something like from the cartoon. I don't know. But yeah, I enjoyed that Justice League trailer. And it was pretty long, too.
It was.
You see a lot of Gordon, Commissioner Gordon in there. So
J. Jonah.
J. Jonah. That's what I thought of, too. Oh, look, JJJ's in this.
Yeah.
I like Batman in it.
Yeah, is he going to stay or go? This past week, we've heard rumors of Affleck staying or going. Who knows?
Should I stay or should I go? I think it all depends on how this movie does.
I saw it in one day alone. Of course, all rumors. I heard he is quitting, and I heard that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the new Batman.
Well,
so of course, it's total rumor, but it's funny how that circulates so quickly.
Well, here's what I think is actually going to happen. So they have announced that the Flash movie, now that it's gone through all the problems that it's gone through, is actually going to be Flashpoint.
Really?
They're doing the Flashpoint movie. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan has already been introduced as Bruce Wayne's dad.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that connection.
And if they do anything remotely, reminiscent of the comic book Flashpoint, not to spoil anything, but in Flashpoint, Bruce Wayne died and his dad became Batman.
That's true.
So maybe that's where you get Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Batman in Flashpoint. And just a thought.
Yeah.
And to me, that would be awesome.
That'd be pretty good, yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah.
All right. The next one we're going to feature is, you want to do the Defenders or Ready Player One?
Let's do some Defenders. We'll stay on the Marvel train.
Stay in the Marvel train, okay.
Heroes show us we don't need to be perfect to do what's right. It's not about living without fear, but facing injustice. It's not about being powerful, but finding your calling when you least expect it. They show us it's okay to be vulnerable, no matter how tough you are. Because even though they're heroes, they're still human.
I got to tell you.
Did I get you as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stan Lee. I mean, just... If you haven't seen this trailer, go find it on YouTube.
Is that the UK version? It's some kind of different.
Yeah, I think it's a UK version of the trailer. Our version was just clips from the Defenders.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Hey, the Defenders. But then, this international version is you see clips, but basically Stan Lee is driving around and he's doing the voiceover. And he's driving, he's not driving around. He's riding around in the back of a car. And whenever he looks, he sees something connected to the Defenders. And then they kind of work in clips from the series. And that got me. Just Stan Lee, where he is now, where he, what he has been, where he is now, the fact that he's, 93?
92, 93?
And for the last decade, he has gone nonstop and really been, I think, the steam engine that's powered this comic book culture renaissance. And he's right there on the, and to know that we probably don't have that many years left, at least of seeing him in that capacity, and him, saying the things that he was saying there. Man, I got weepy.
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, it's almost like Stan Lee saying goodbye.
Jeez.
In this trailer.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what I thought. I mean, it's really morbid to say, but it felt like this is Stan Lee's goodbye. And, man, it got me. And that's why I chose that to play instead of the clips from the Defenders. Like, what's with your hand?
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to the Defenders.
3/4 of it, yes.
Not Iron Fist.
Not so much. Have you tried it yet?
No.
Really?
But somebody that I trust told me it's not as bad as you made it out to be.
Really?
Yeah. They'll remain nameless.
Okay.
Until I see it. And if I agree with them.
You told me you should try it out for yourself.
Yeah, but I haven't yet. I know I keep promising I will.
Yeah.
But no. But then I started watching Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
It happens.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Defenders. I was impressed with the Inhumans trailer. Did you watch that?
Yeah. Everything can be good.
Ugh. What was with the hair?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like everybody's hair in that trailer was terrible.
And so that I haven't seen it, but another negative from Marvel, I heard the Punisher footage wasn't good.
Really?
I don't know how that's possible, but reporters are saying that, of course, but they're saying just the general overall response of that Punisher footage, it was kind of lackluster.
Really?
They said it was over. I mean, the crowd likes the violence, but it was over violent, over sexual, over they said racist, sexist comments, homophobic comments, and the footage they shown, it was kind of, I think, a little too much for what they expected.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they're trying to go maybe too hardcore. I don't know.
But I do know that they surprised everyone in Hall H. They showed the Defenders or the Defenders trailer, and then showed the pilot episode.
Yeah,
like everybody in attendance got to watch the
first
really? Episode.
Huh.
Yeah,
save some IMAX money.
Yep, there you go. Well, I think that's the Inhumans, right?
Yeah.
This was the Defenders.
Oh, you're talking about all of money.
Yeah.
Nice. It's already finished.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it comes out this month.
It does.
August.
That is wow.
Yeah, it's an
You're
August
right.
release.
You're
So in a
right.
couple of weeks,
You're right.
The Defenders will drop on Netflix.
Wow.
So the last one that we have audio for was, I think the first time we talked about this was last year.
Mm-hmm.
I brought up Ready Player One and how I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I had no idea how good it could be.
Same here.
Until this trailer.
I live here in Columbus, Ohio. In 2045, it's still ranked the fastest growing city on Earth, but it sure doesn't seem like it when you live in the stacks. They called our generation the missing millions. Missing not because we went anywhere. There's nowhere left to go. Nowhere except the oasis. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything. A world where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
So Ready Player One, directed by Steven Spielberg, the virtual reality movie, proving that, and I can answer this with complete honesty. If you had unlimited virtual reality to put you anywhere you want, I would drive the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And you see the DeLorean twice in this trailer.
It's insane. I've watched videos breaking down the Easter eggs I missed in that trailer.
Freddy Krueger?
It's insane. Not only Freddy Krueger, but you're shooting Freddy Krueger and Duke Nukem right next to him. I didn't know that.
The Iron Giant?
When you shoot them, they turn to gold coins. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The amount, Batman, it's insane the amount of characters in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how they acquired the rights to all this.
It's Steven Spielberg, man.
Yeah,
if anybody can get it done, it's Spielberg.
That's pretty insane.
It looks like an instant Steven Spielberg classic.
Right.
Now, I'm biased because I loved all the Easter eggs that I recognized in this trailer. To the point that, well, I didn't even really pay attention to what the quality of the movie could be.
And that could be the selling point.
But it looks amazing.
I've had people for years tell me I should read that book. I was like, okay, it's a book.
Yeah.
I don't do those things.
Like when I saw the DeLorean the first time, when it's doing like the figure eights, or it's coming around. That's what it is. It's coming like around the bend, and you kind of see it like from a drone shot, and you can tell, oh, that's the DeLorean from Back to the Future. And then in the big race scene at the end, with all the pop culture cars racing together, you see the DeLorean.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And do you know who scored this movie?
Who's that?
Alan Silvestri.
Back
or
with
Silvestri. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Back with the DeLorean, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, our local show for the John Williams concert sold out within 90 seconds.
Really?
It did, yeah.
The one that we debated whether we should go.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can go.
I mean, if you can find a ticket.
I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, you hook up.
You know.
Right. Yeah.
I have to look into that.
Yeah.
I think I need to cover the John Williams show.
Yeah, right.
Why? Oh, you know.
It's for work.
Yeah, it's work.
Yeah, but within 90 seconds, it all sold out. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah. They said the fastest selling at our Symphony Center ever. Even Beyonce didn't sell it fast. John Williams was outselling Beyonce. Yeah.
I would love to hear the strings do single ladies.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I think this is a Christmas movie, right?
I think so. Yeah, around that. Yeah. I mean, amazing.
Everything you love from your childhood,
right?
At least if you're a certain age, is in this movie.
All there.
And it looks like Iron Giant is his go-to.
I've heard that Vin Diesel is voicing him again.
No,
that's what I saw. Yeah. Can't handle it.
What is this? The world that we live in? Is it a new Iron Giant movie? No, it's a movie about virtual reality, but it has the Iron Giant in it. Well, we could just get Vin Diesel to voice it again.
Might as well.
What if Doc Brown shows up?
Oh, that'd be nice.
And Marty.
That'd be nice. Stuff like this, you never know.
It's virtual reality.
You have no idea what could happen.
But I think the undertone of this is basically it's a world addicted to virtual reality.
Right, yeah.
Because when he says the stacks, they live in a junkyard, basically.
Oh, yeah. And it's kind of an escape to get away from the bad world and what they want.
Right. So everybody escapes into virtual reality. So at the Tron cycle, that was one of the things I noticed.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so great.
A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
The General Lee. No, I'm just joking. I didn't see
you never know.
The A-Team van.
With no flag on top. Could happen.
Yeah. Airwolf.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder how many Spielberg references will be in there. Is this Steven Spielberg saying goodbye? What is happening?
Everyone's saying goodbye.
Everybody's saying goodbye. Is this Steven Spielberg's final love letter to his fans?
Big hoorah.
Like is Indiana Jones going to be in this?
It's possible.
E.T. shows up.
Yeah.
The shark from Jaws swims by. By the way, Michael Phelps almost beat the Great
I saw
White
that.
Shark.
I did see that. Yeah. It almost happened.
It is Shark Week. It doesn't feel like Shark Week because there's no Sharknado movie on Sci-Fi.
Oh, yeah. It's the first year in what? Almost 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow.
It's been a while.
That's craziness.
Since we had a Sharknado movie. Okay.
Wow.
So there we go. That's our thoughts on some of the stuff from San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, yeah.
Find out more. Visit your local public library.
Or internet.
Or
Google.com.
Go to your library and Google hashtag SDCC.
Right.
So, So just a reminder, this is the Tuesday show. You don't get a Friday show anymore.
Right. The official Tuesday for now.
We'll be back next Tuesday.
Yeah. It's a Tuesday thing.
Maybe in the future when things settle down, we can go back to twice a week.
Yeah, we thought Fridays were over Tuesdays, but Fridays are kind of, some people don't listen. Tuesday is the middle of the week. It's good to get you through that.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesdays are fun.
Yeah, and still loving the new job.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you this before. I told you I was going to tell you this on the show. So there was a big company meeting today, like company-wide meeting, big gathering, like 200 people. And do you know where it was held?
Where's that?
Studio A in the Grand Ole Opry House. Do you know what was filmed in Studio A in the Grand Ole Opry House?
I don't.
Hee Haw.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
My big employee meeting in Cornfield County.
Wow.
Basically.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And the seats are still in there from the studio where the studio
Really?
audience would sit for Hee Haw.
I wonder why that show ended. What happened to Hee Haw? Don't answer that.
I actually have some. I'll tell you after because it's not
Okay.
interesting to
Yeah.
discuss on this.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, when I went to work for Ryman to do this digital program director thing, and I thought I could handle it's Ryman. There's a lot of history, but
yeah.
Man, when your employee meeting is where they filmed Hee Haw.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And then I had like a meeting, like a lunch meeting today, and to get back to the car to where everybody was parked, we had to walk back through the Grand Ole Opry House. And it's like, oh yeah, I just finished a lunch meeting. I got to walk through the Grand Ole Opry House to get back to my car.
No biggie.
I mean, it was really kind of cool. And then when we did the orientation, they're serious. Like, I do like this company because they take everything seriously. Like the orientation was in depth and was over 3 hours the other night.
Really?
Yeah. And part of the orientation was we went over. It was Tuesday night, so we went over and we were actually backstage during the Tuesday night Opry show, which is cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Can't wait. I hope I don't screw this up.
Yeah. Hooray.
So that's right. And anything else before we go?
That's about it.
You got it?
Big things for all of us all around.
There is big things going on.
Yeah, big stuff happening.
It's a season of change.
Yeah. No, neither brown, no, neither brown. I'm not sure why the moms and papas hopped in my head. California Dreaming.
California
It makes
Dreaming.
sense.
That's
Like
what we are.
It's a song of change. We're good.
We're California Dreaming.
All the leaves are brown.
And the sky's gray.
Yeah, exactly.
We're out for a walk on a winter's day. Join us next week when we'll read more from The Haunting.
Ooh.
Or perhaps Adam and I will act out part-time.
Yeah, but is it called, so it's part-time?
It was called Part-Time.
Wow.
Yeah. And I do remember that book was called The Haunting.
Is it the male version of 9 to 5? Like, part-time. Working at part-time.
We should come up with a theme song. We should do our first podcast radio play.
Yeah, we do that. But it's like set in 2017, so it's 8 to 5 because you have to have the hour meal break in there.
That's true.
Who actually works 9 to 5? No one does that.
8 to 5.
Were people working 7-hour work days back then, or they just have no lunch? It's one of the two. 9 to 5 is 8 hours straight.
That is curious because it does seem like the work day has extended. I've never when I had jobs and now they're not 8-hour days.
No.
They're very rare.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm doing a 14-hour day.
You have a 14-hour day?
Yeah.
So, and then when you think about all the editing that you do at home, when you add that up,
it's a lot.
You working 8 hours a day?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Hey, you can check us out online at adamandjp.com.
Facebook.com/adamandjp. Check out patreon.com/podcastroll for more goodies like you hear here. We have a lot of patrons on there now. We are very supportive of our support. It's a support circle here.
Okay, we did get our thanks to our patrons in the last episode.
Right, yeah.
That part made it.
That's good.
Just not all the Captain
I need to go back and hear the ending now. I started at the beginning, didn't hear the big botch at the end.
We will end on this because this was not included, is where we rank the Marvel films now.
Oh, yeah. At least wrap that up with it.
Yeah. To tell you where we rank the Marvel films now. Okay. Adam says Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man 2, Captain America.
Wow, so right now Captain America.
So after our review, Captain America was at the bottom. I say Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man 2. Mm-hmm. That's where I rank.
It's starting to separate here. We've seen different lists.
You got to keep them separated.
Yeah.
I'm Jay Patrick. That's Adam.
Eat your podcast roll.
This has been a production of the Adam and JP family of on-demand talk radio.
AdamandJP.com.
Right now.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network, your station for all things geek, classic, current, and beyond. Be part of the crew at ESONetwork.com.